Blessings, blessings. Good morning to all my and everybody on this channel. I go by Extra, and I also go by Lady Justice. I am here on this channel, Uncensored Talk Radio. I wanted to basically introduce what I am and what's going on. I gotta understand, I don't use this page. I kind of just like had it lingering to see what the universe wanted me to do with this page. And what ended up happening is that I literally had the inclination to do the Kenneka video, and I had the encounter with Kenneka, and I have a few of you guys that has been, on the video talking about it, and I'm grateful for you guys even seeing the insight in it, and really knowing that I'm not a scam artist. I don't really get any money from these videos at all. My subscribers are low. I'm basically an information seeker. I'm a spiritual person, and I am like the glue to the people around me. They come to me, ask me questions. Usually, if I say something like, "Oh, girl, you better stop, something gonna happen," and it end up happening. I'm not only that mother figure, but I am also working on my craftsmanship as dealing with the ancestors. Us as brown melanated people, we don't know our true heritage. And me being a first generation from Haiti, meaning that my mother was born in Haiti and I was born out here, I have been acculturated with American culture because I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So I understand you people from Chicago. I understand y'all. That's me. I'm from Newark. So I know if we could survive, you could survive. And if I can make it, you can make it. But this video is more so going to be focused on the death process. The reason why I'm going to talk about the death process is because I've saw some comments about the death process, and one individual really enjoyed one of my perspective um, answers to someone who was talking about why am I talking about the Kenneka case. Okay, to start off with this topic, you have to understand the spiritual and intrinsic body and understand that you are all connected to the Most High. No matter which I call him, God, Allah, Ra, Jehovah, Jah, Krishna, Christ, whatever y'all want to call him, the Most High is a all-knowing force, power, spirit of abundanceness. It's all one. We are all one. So what I tell people to do is first look at the universe. Look at the whole universe as being black, all black. You see the universe is black, and imagine that as being creator. Creator is all everything, and then you put all the colors together. What do you get? Black. Okay, black. Okay, so when this spectrum of black comes down, which is in the form of melanin, and it has been proven that our melanin in our body is the same element as the darkness in the skies, in the cosmos. Please, when I find some of the doctrine of what I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to add it bit by bit, just as I do with the Kenesha video, okay? So know that your DNA is connected to the cosmos. Connected. That's when they say you connected to the cosmos, because the DNA is the same molecular makeup as what is the molecular makeup of the sky. Okay. So now that you know that, you can see the true connections to the cosmos. So imagine, hey, blessings, how are you? I'm here. This is my backup page. This page is focused on spirituality and basically development. So if you on my other page, you know the other contents. Y'all go there for that content. But here I'm going to get into my ancestry. Imagine the all being as the black spectrum of all. And it's coming through, let's say, like a strainer. Okay. And through that strainer, the blackness is coming down. In each, you can see beams of blackness. Beams of blackness is melanin, spirit, energy, and we all are those beings. You think about original source. Oh, I'll leave the description of my other two pages for you. One is Extraordinary Light 30. I'm sorry, Extraordinary Life 34, and that's more so about law, banking, and finance. And God, LadyJustice is basically, I'm sorry, Goddess LadyJustice is my third page, and that's about more so I deal with tax liens, and I'm a registered nurse. I have a case that I'm fighting right now, helping a young lady fight for medical malpractice that I will talk to you guys about too, because it is involved in the hospitals and things like that with organ harvesting. I am a registered nurse that know about these things. So those are my other pages. But back to this, okay? Back to this. So when you imagine the spectrum of light coming through, let's say this funnel, we are each that spectrum of light. So this tells you that we are still connected to source energy. The reason why they call it the 5D, the 5D is nothing but basically a perspective of mind, of being. Okay, so that 5D is spirit. When spirit choose to come down into the three-dimensional world, they spirit wants to come down, which is spirit, the creator, the almighty. We all connected to the same thing. Wants to create, wants to produce, wants us to be different, wants us to show his its liking in different forms. This is why we manifest down into the planet Earth. Okay, now throughout our lifetime we do a whole lot of stuff. We're gonna talk about that. But when you die, the actual goal is for you to return back to source energy. Okay, you have my mom passed away on 6/30, and I'm having a hard time. Listen, it was a young lady who I've been looking for the comment, and she was talking about her father passed away. If you want to email, I want you to inbox me with your personal thoughts and grievances, so I can probably assist you in ways of how to deal with it. I'm not a psychologist. I pretty much deal with the being of the person, and I'm able to do this through my patient care and through everything. So you can email me. I want you to email. I'm going to put that at the bottom of the page too. It's extraordinary light 34, extraordinary light 34 at gmail.com. Okay, and you can email me with your personal situations, and if I can help you, if I can give you a perspective or resources that can help you get over that hump and understanding, then that's what I'm here to do, and I got you. So thank you so much. So back to what I was saying, and I'm gonna stop answering the questions because I really want to get through this. Basically, so we came here to create. When we return back to the creator, we have to return back into this full and oneness. Now, what happens when we are down here on the planetary grid? Through all our lifetime, we go through a whole lot of shit. We go through a whole lot of good, bad, everything, good, bad, and ugly. Okay, so these leave impressions on our soul, and actually changes our paths of where we're going through our decision making. And this is when they say it's a heaven or hell. You're going to heaven or hell. Heaven or hell to me, and from what I've been taught, is a perspective of living and being in your mind. If you feel like you're in hell and you address things in a hellish manner, you're gonna be in hell. When you go through things and you stress and it's the worst thing in the world and you still go through it, that's your hell. But if you go through things and then you kind of like, all right, I just gotta handle this shit. This is some fucked up stuff. There's always something happening. It becomes your heaven afterwards, because you not only accomplished that, you learned from it, you actually grew. So it becomes a heaven or hell situation. That's my perspective of heaven and hell. Okay. And I definitely know it's reincarnation. It's definitely, and we'll talk about that in later videos too. So when we talk about the death process and all of the good, bad, and the ugly, sometimes people souls do not get to reach that level of self-actualization. Okay, everybody comes here to accomplish some type of goal, some type of creed with this spiritual being. You don't know it. You don't know it until you start to go through life and things becomes like, oh, this is what I want to do. Oh, this is my path. Oh, this is so natural to me. This is because this was part of your life plan. Some tragedies that's happened because it's all part of all of our life plans, all part of the growing and ascension process of the earth. These people who are dying, such as in the case of Kenneka Jenkins, it all happened for a reason. It was very tragic. But her death have opened a whirlpool of people's eyes and hearts, and we are aware. There are a lot of sleeping giants in Chicago, in Newark, in areas that are very destitute because of the financial burden and slavery that I talk about on my other pages. That's the physical things that's going on in our government. But we are binded down by these things. So then while we're in poverty, we go searching for ways to get out of poverty, to escape the mindset of being povertized, or to escape the perception in which we go living into going into doing drugs. We're chasing after sex. We're chasing after all of these worldly things while we're here, and we end up forgetting what was the original purpose of coming down into these planes, which was to create, manifest, and then return back to original source. Okay? So when you go through the death process, naturally, I have watched someone go through the death process, and I researched it because I was like, Dad, what the hell going on with this guy? Like, he was in his sleep, and because he was dying from cancer, and I was taking care of him, and he'll wake up, ma, grown ass man calling for his mother, or I'm going to catch the train is coming. And I'm like, what? Basically what he was doing was going through death process in mind that he never had full closure over. So he was literally going back to places and times that he had situations and living through them and rectifying them and closing them and solidifying them. Meaning, if you had someone who raped you in your lifetime and you never got over it, through the death process, you may visit that person in spirit and or visit that situation and rectify it and become stronger after it, instead of weeping into the low vibrations of it, which the low vibrations keep you grounded to the earth, because the earth is 3D, which is a lower vibration compared to the 5D and 8D and all that stuff they talk about. Okay, so you seeing the connections on how they bind you to the earth with the negative vibrations. So now this guy is literally in the bed calling for mine, and over the course of days, I'm seeing some things happen. Now, what happened is basically he was a very he was a racist man. He didn't show me he was racist, but I saw he was racist in some of the things that he said, did, and things in his house. But they needed me. They needed me at that time. I was in Jersey. They needed me for financial purposes to take care of him. So they accepted me in their home and they respected me. But for what it face value, as he started to go through the death process, Bob one day told me, he turned around, he was like, why are you still here? And I'm like, well, I'm here because I'm here to help you. You know, you're going through your stuff. He was like, well, I'm dying, and you might as well go look for another job. And I'm like, okay, I totally understand. You know, he was grieving and he was hurt. And then later on, he said to me, you know what? I really appreciate you being here with me and allowing me to go through this with you, because you're such a peaceful soul, and it's making it easier. And after that, his whole tone changed. He was still having those dreams. He was calling out for his mom, and he woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm going to meet my mom at the train. And he was up. And I was like, Bob, your mom passed. What train are you going to? He described the train station. And then when his wife came, I talked to him like, you know, he said, da, da, da. He was like, that was a train station he used to go to all the time when he was a kid. So basically, he was going through the death process. And he was able to fully transition to the end because we aided him in the death process. It was so to a T that this man will not sign his will until he knew that everything was done. And literally, I stood at the bed with him, signed his will, They read him his last rites. I signed as witness. They read his last rites. In less than 15 minutes, he passed. He was done. So this is an example of the death process, of someone going through the death process. And as referred back to my question, someone, I was talking about the death process with Kenneka, she never got to go through that death process. As many individuals who has died in traumatizing death or sudden death has not been able to do this. So what they do is walk the planes of the earth because they're still binded to the earth because of the low vibrations or the traumatizing situation that took place at the time of death, or throughout the lifetime that just have not been rectified for those people who have been raped and abused, and then all of a sudden they die tragically or they die lonely. They literally still walk the planes of the area that all of the trauma went on because they never had full, true closure. So this is what's going on with Kenneka. This is why she's coming through different people and talking to them. She is walking the planes of this earth, trying to release herself. Because I'm hearing her mother was a Mason in regards to some of these comments. I didn't know. She has some spiritual beings around her. Kenneka had protection around her. She has things around her that want to see justice. So they are aiding her as well in showing her. She's not dumb. Kenneka is not dumb by far. So she's making her way around town, being who she is, and getting as much attention as possible. Now, everybody's expressing it in a different manner. So I'm like, why she come to me? And the only reason why I can think of it is because I'm a little hood. I'm a little hood, and I have my ability, and I'm straight. And that's, she like, fuck it. She understand me. Like, I heard her talking in her own slang. I was like, oh shit. Like, I knew it wasn't, because I never heard a spirit talk in like with code words, with certain hood words, because they called what they were looking for in a car a certain name that started with a B. And I had a feeling like it was bud or drugs or the pills or something, but it was a name, like a street name that they called it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's that hood shit. I'm back and forth in Newark all the time. I'm there every 6 months. I know where I'm from. I'm back and forth in Haiti once a year. I know where my ancestors from. I do what I do because I know where I'm from. So this goes to say that I gave you a little bit more clarity to me and who I am and how everything came about, and how I really wasn't like gonna share the video, but I was like, what video? I'm like, what which one should I share it on? Like, which one should I share it on? Which page? And it was just like uncensored enlightenment talk. I was like, cool. Right. Because this page is just going to be dedicated to my blog talk radio, where I'm talking to people, intellectual people, about politics, about freedom of being, freedom from financial debt. Like, we're just going to have so many recordings that I was going to upload on this page, and that's what I'm going to do, I think. But I'm going to see what the universe want me to do. If the universe continue to want me to talk in the spiritual realm, I would. Like I said, I'm just going to make it happen. I'm not a spiritual expert. If anybody has any questions or want to talk to me, I feel like I'm well versed because I have been trained. Oh, okay. It froze. Hopefully you can hear me, because they do this to me sometimes because I have a strong power, and YouTube literally wanted to keep me off. Like my enlightenment, extraordinary life. Lord, that one went through some business. Like, they literally block my videos and make them pixel because of the things that I'm talking about. But I don't care, because I'm waking you guys up, and my goal is to be that light switch. To cut on that light switch so you can be self-sufficient, so y'all can know what's going on in y'all environment, and you can learn how to not be slaves. We are slaves financially, mentally, physically. No matter what color you are, this one world order thing has us under their bind, and they're dealing with us in the intrinsic as well. And this is where the Kenneka Jenkins come in. This is where the Kendrick Johnsons come in. This is where the sex trafficking and the organ harvesting come in from our elites that's in these positions that's able to do this state to own a bunch of funeral homes. I don't know. I'm finding this out just like you. What are the other names of your other channel? I did say that earlier in the broadcast. I'm going to put it under the video, but I have one channel called Goddess LadyJustice. It's not a lot of videos up there. It just focuses on basically legal nursing consultant because I'm helping a young lady with her case out here. It's a big medical malpractice case that's about to go down with a lot of hospitals and lawyers in Georgia. They crooked as hell. And my next page is Extraordinary Life 34. This is where I have over 150 videos teaching you about the foundations of America, the foundation of being a 14th Amendment citizen, and how they transferred the slave status of the black slaves actually into a debt slave, and then indoctrinated the whole United States in it by way of birth certificate and social security card. You have a lot of people out here that's talking about like secure party, sovereign, and things. So I've been researching that. And that's what that channel is dedicated to figuring out what the hell is going on with the United States judicial system and our actual sovereignty as people. And this will make you understand why we never can get out the rat race of financial debt, why we are constantly seeking these pleasures like drugs, sex, and money, because they are putting us under their spell. So that's what Extraordinary Life channel focus on. And now we got this channel. So I want to say thank you guys for being here, for listening to me. All I can say is that I'm here for you. I'm living one day at a time. I try to be as real, as factual as possible, because the news is not giving us real news no more. It takes us to broadcast this shit. It takes us to be the word. Thank you as well. It's a T Smooth Sounds. Grateful for you being here and listening. And hopefully y'all enjoy some of my pages. I do go out there, then I come back. But I'm human, like we all are, and we all not perfect. So have a blessed day, and thank you so much. And I hope you have a better understanding of the death process. And if you have any more questions, if you want to get some clarity, or you want to talk about, something you went through, so I can help you kind of release some deities out your house, I can do that too. I've been doing that. Oh girl, oh boy, boys and girls, men and females, y'all all can do it. Clean your houses that you stay in. You have to understand this land is built on blood. It is built on the blood of our ancestors, the blood of mass murders. So some places that you inhabit, even your workplace, you got to just cleanse the fucking area, because they walk around. And as I say, it's deities that walk around. These spirits become deities. And Kenneka is the spirit that's walking around because of these things. So I hope you have a well-rounded perspective of what I was talking about. Love and light. Many blessings.